Time and its unexpected and intricate complexity and depth. Time and its deceptiveness and evasiveness. In other words, time is crucial. It's the most important asset we have, the most precious one. And yet, it's absolutely free. The better and faster you're able to make the most of it, and the more your life will make sense, be driven by a purpose, and become utterly meaningful. On the other hand, money, just by itself, won't ever be enough. It won't provide you with the satisfaction you think it could. If time isn't your ally, and if you don't know how to use it wisely, memorably and ardently, in order to make of life a passionate drama, thriller, or comedy, before it slips out of your fingers for your lack of action and constant procrastination about making things happen. Planning to do something someday, or worse, imagining to do an infinity of them, is the best way to end up getting rid faster and faster of this most valuable resource we all have equally, but that can so easily vanish: time. That's what I've been doing far too much these last nearly 4 decades, and although I'm often told that I still have time, the last thing I want is all of us to make of it far less than we actually could. At 7 years old, as strange as it may sound, in terms of perception, half of our life is already gone. And it's tragic to point out, but nearly vital to know that since time appears to constantly go faster, each day is worth a little less than the last. Each year is worth a little less than the last. So it's up to you to make each day, each moment count, as if there were no tomorrow, to make the most of each instant that goes by, rather than let life slide into the next plan that won't happen, that never actually even got started, into an endless rolling feast you're fed with of depressing monotony and blandness, to an infinite abyss of actual nothingness, and dreams on life support collapsing and swallowing you with them steadily until it's over. Are you gonna let this happen? Are you just gonna give up? Or are you gonna fight for your life back? Make of your time left on earth a hell of a journey. So what it's gonna be? Be alive. And also must remember to take action now. But wait, why am I even telling you that? You must be thinking. Because again, I've just spent the last 6 months doing what I could have done in 6 weeks, maybe even in 6 days. Because this is also a self-reminder that time is critical. And that I also have to speed up the process. What process? The process of running a successful YouTube channel, for a start. So, for the sake of clarity and to help you understand my journey, which might also be or become yours, let me rewind from the beginning and let's take it from there. As you might know, YouTube started in 2005, and I made my first video in 2007, which feels like yesterday still. Then in 2011, I made a better attempt to start making videos. I tried with comedy, short films, documentary types. But I didn't keep going. In 2015, I gave it another shot with travel videos this time. At first nobody was watching, but eventually years later, some of the videos got seen quite a few times. Honestly, I should have tried to get better and better. But again, I didn't keep going. And that took me to 2020. As you might all know, it hasn't been for many of us the best year ever. After spending a hot winter in the Philippines, where it's more fun, but not the best place to refocus and get some done. A week after my 39th birthday, I flew to Singapore on the 10th of March and had planned to stay there a week or two at most, before to travel overland through Malaysia all the way to Thailand, as I've done before, one way or another. But little did I know that 7 months later, I'd still be right where my travel plans back to mainland Asia had started, in Singapore. Still in Singapore, stuck in Singapore, with no way to go anywhere else. Sounds familiar? At first, I was pissed. I was upset and depressed even. I just didn't want to be there, stranded in such a small place, in such a tiny and expensive country in Asia. Too expensive, I thought. I wanted to be back in Thailand. That was the plan. I regretted that I hadn't flown a month earlier to Singapore and then traveled sooner to the kingdom of Siam, getting stuck there instead. Regretted that I hadn't looked at the news and acted earlier. As soon as I realized Thailand was going to close its borders, I regretted that I hadn't taken a COVID test and booked a flight right away, where it was maybe still time around the 20th of March. But then April came along, and tired of being depressed about the situation I couldn't change, I decided to start making videos again by talking about the coronavirus my own way. But after 2 uploads, I quickly lost interest in the matter. But I didn't give up this time. I chose instead to start a daily vlog about anything I could think of that day. I'd figured online that practice makes perfect, and I was ready to take on the challenge of talking every day in front of the camera. And so did I for the following 3 months, after which I started to lose motivation, not really getting anywhere. I didn't stop either, but tried to refocus on what made more sense instead. Also, my views, likes and subscribers numbers were stagnant, but actually views didn't really matter and weren't the point for me. The point was to improve myself as a video maker, speaker, and person, and to keep on making better and better content. But I didn't really take enough into consideration that a big part of becoming a videographer is to serve a purpose and create accessible value, and to actually truly find your niche, your audience, and grow your reach. As I've also been interested in VR, I bought a cute little 360 camera and started a 360 channel as a strong believer that virtual reality is the future, the only future. But I'll give you more details about those first 6 months making videos very soon. I'm still nowhere much yet, and it took me a while to get here, wherever it is. But now, nothing can stop me. How about you? Are you willing to create and grow?